Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel of Stock Reviews, hosted by yours truly of coming straight from the living room to you on the internet. And before we go any further, guys, make sure you like, comment. Your boy is trying to get to 1K subscribers, and I need your help, so please subscribe if you haven't, and also share my video so others can subscribe as well. I would really appreciate that. So guys, let's talk about Mortal Kombat 2021. The movie dropped and I watched it over the weekend. I had high expectations, not gonna lie guys, because I had watched the cartoon last year and I really enjoyed the cartoon. And I've been an MK fan since I was a child, so I have childish nostalgia when I think about Mortal Kombat. And to be honest, the movie, it kind of hit my expectation, but not all the way through. Like, I feel like some parts of the movie, it did well, I enjoyed it. Some other parts of the movie just dragged on too long. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I wanted something more. It didn't have that oomph that I needed it to have. As a rule of thumb, a remake or a refurbishment, a reimagining of an old story doesn't mean it's always going to be better. And making animation, whether it's a game or whatever, into live action is hit or miss, and most of the time they are misses, because there's some things you can do with animation that you can't really do with live action. For example, Goro looked horrible. CGI Goro, the Dark Prince, the four-armed monster, bruh, he looked like even the animation they use CGI as well, like anime they use CGI. I can be bad as well, but I mean Goro was not in that many scenes. I think it was in about 2 scenes, so they could have just used animation. I feel like animation can let you do a lot more than live action would. But anyway, Mortal Kombat has always been live action based, apart from the games and then the one cartoon that last year. I've never heard about another cartoon. So yeah, for the most part, and I can't really compare this Mortal Kombat to like the 1995 one or whatever, because I simply cannot remember it. I know there was MK1 and MK2, but I have no idea how that went. I just remember dun, 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 Mortal Kombat! That's all I remember from those old movies. Dun, 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 dun. And I used to compare it to DOA as well, Dead or Alive. So yeah guys, let's get into this one. I like the beginning of the show, the Scorpion thing. It just kind of reminds me of the cartoon, but the cartoon was called Scorpion's Revenge, so you focused almost totally on Scorpion. This one, it shows us how he became Scorpion. Hanzo Hasashi was just chilling at home, with his family, and suddenly Bihan, who later becomes Sub Zero, came and murdered his family while he went to go and fetch water. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, imagine just chilling and someone just comes to murder your family, and the only survivor that was left was the baby, and that's because Raiden took the baby away. So they preserved the Hanzo Hasashi bloodline, and he burnt and went to hell, and he became so vengeful. One day he was going to come back and have revenge on Bihan. But I like the fight between him and Bihan. The fight was really intense. And the guy that played Sub Zero, that guy really embodies Sub Zero. Like, I hated him so much. Like, the look in his eyes and the blue eyes were like, this guy is terrifying. And I like Jax. Jax was a good character, Mecca Brooks, but he was talking too much. Like, he thought he was a bad man until he fought Sub Zero and lost his 2 arms. And Cole Young, that was the guy that was like, who is this guy? I never seen him or heard of him in any of the games and the cartoon. I've never heard of any Cole Younger. Cole Younger from anywhere. Just added him and I was like, who is this guy? What's his role? And he was now the main character. I was like, what the fuck, bro? I didn't like him that much. I felt like he was a dry character. He was just there so that Scorpion could come back. That's just what I believe. He wasn't really there for any other reason. But yeah, he had a family. Kind of reminiscent of Hanzo Hasashi and what he did. And then the best character is Kano. But we don't see Kano first, we see Sonia. Sonia, I like her character as well. And she really knows how to put Kano in his place. Like, she beat that guy's ass up so many times. I was like, bro, how do you keep getting beat up by this chick? Like, why have you not learned your lesson? You claim you're from the Black Dragon, you're the Black Dragon, you're this guy, you're a badass guy. And yet, every time you fight Sonia, she beats the shit out of you. Like, yo, what the fuck, bro? That was too funny. And yeah, Kano is definitely the best character. Foul-mouthed Australian guy. I think he's Australian, yeah. And yo, he has so many good lines. That guy can curse. Oh my day. He's so foul-mouthed. You know how Mortal Kombat works? After a certain amount of years, different worlds will have to fight. And then the winner basically takes over the next realm. And you have to win 10 times to take over a realm. And Outworld has already won 9 times, and now this is the 10th one. And Outworld obviously are the bad guys here. We have Shang Tsung, we have Goro, we have Melina, we have Sub Zero, we have Cabal, and a few others here. We have the Earth realm where we have Kano, Kung Lao, Liu Kang, Cole Younger, Jax, and Sonia was not supposed to be on the team, which is kind of weird. I always thought she had a mark, but maybe I was wrong. When they went to look for Radiant's Temple and stuff, and then they saw Liu Kang and stuff, like, I'm like, bro, you have Liu Kang. Liu Kang is usually the main character, right? You just basically push him to the side. He becomes a side character. Him and Kung Lao. Like, why? And then you put Cole Younger, a dry character, as the main character. Like, why? Like, why? Okay, we know you're trying to, freshen things up because you don't want to call it a remake per se. But bro, everybody was waiting for Liu Kang. Like, why? And Johnny Cage wasn't even here because apparently Kano and Johnny Cage's character are too similar. There's no need to have both of them in one movie. And obviously now that Kano is dead, Johnny Cage will be in the sequel. That is, if there's going to be a sequel, to be honest. They already teased the sequel at the end. And I'm like, bro, you guys underused Liu Kang and Kung Lao. Yes, they were there. They were only there to train these guys to find the Arcana and whatever. Arcana is like their hidden power. And it's only those that have the mark that can use the Arcana. So basically, Jax, Kano, and Cole. And Cole was having a hard time. Like, to be fair, people were expecting a loss from him. He can actually fight. He's a good MMA fighter, but he doesn't really go all the way for some reason. And then he's the descendant of the greatest ninja, Hanzo Hasashi and stuff. But like, he was quite underwhelming. Like, imagine having to fight off Outworld, and this guy can't even activate his Arcana and stuff. Even though he was frustrated and stuff, he really had to leave at one point. But obviously, Goro had to make him come back after Goro tried to kill his family, and then he got his Arcana in the process. Shao Kahn is not even in this movie. I thought he was going to be in this movie, but I guess usually Shang Tsung is the one that starts it, and I think Shao Kahn comes in part 2. I think that's what happened in the original, right? Yeah, I can't remember right now, but I think that's how it went. And then in the end of the part 1, Shang Tsung got killed inside his pit of projectiles, whatever. When Cole got his Arcana, right, the whole armor, I was thinking, yo, Scorpion is about to come on, he's about to turn into Scorpion. And then to be disappointed, like, bruh, okay, it's just this guy. But then obviously Scorpion comes after. And the fight between Scorpion and Sub Zero, I enjoyed that fight as well. The fight was a high stakes fight. It's just basically what happened to Hanzo happening to Cole. Sub Zero came, froze his family, but this time he didn't die. But like, for real though, if you have been frozen, are you not supposed to be dead? When someone's like in cold water, right? They're freezing, they get hypothermia and stuff. But they don't show it doesn't show on their body that there's no ice on their body, right? But this one, they are literally covered in ice, but they are not dead. How? How, please? How? But anyway, whatever. It's Mortal Kombat, so no problem. And to be honest, there was not as much blood as I wanted on this Mortal Kombat. Yes, there was a fair amount of blood and entrails, body parts, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't as graphic as I needed it to be. Also, Jax. I like Jax, he lost his arms and he lost his confidence as well. He just kind of felt useless. But Sonia basically, revamped it. She just told him, "What did you tell me when I started training and stuff?" And then he finally got his Arcana. Like, imagine having those kind of chicken arms. Like, he looked like a T-Rex. Just look like a T-Rex with the arms they gave him. I was like, bro. In my head, I was like, how did Just then get full arms? Like, how did he do it? Then obviously, Arcana. So, okay, let's put it this way, right? Let's say he never lost his arms. What would have been his Arcana then? Strength? Like, what would he have been? Well, I guess we don't need to find out because he lost his arms. The beginning of the show, I enjoyed it. The middle part, when Sonia was beating up Kano, I enjoyed that part, definitely. But when Cole was on screen, I don't know, bro. When it was Cole and Scorpion versus Sub Zero, yes, I enjoyed that part as well. The get over here was epic. It was epic. Woo, that was epic, man. Overall, yeah, the best characters on this show would have to be Kano and Sub Zero. And Sonia, actually. I like Sonia because she knows how to keep Kano in check. Before I forget, you know that girl with the wings there? I think her name is Nerita or whatever. She was built up to be like some badass character. She didn't get any screen time. When she finally got screen time, Kung Lao just split her in half. He doesn't know how to do fatality. I was like, bro, you were flying up in the air, you were trying to come for him. I thought you were going to do some sick move, but literally, he just got sliced in half. With a hat. And then Kung Lao died, R.I.P. to Kung Lao. I enjoyed it, but I have mixed feelings about it. There are some enjoyable parts, and there's some not so enjoyable parts. And yeah, the fact that it was never really formally Mortal Kombat. Like, the Outworlders, they basically jumped the gun. They started the fight before actually they were meant to start it. And Raiden didn't really do much in this movie. It was just basically a teleporter, like, hey, you, go here, go here, go here. And just to say, you're a disappointment, Cole. He didn't say like that, but basically that was just what he was in this movie. And then at the end, I'm impressed. Like, literally, that's all Raiden did in this movie. So how many tokens does Mortal Kombat get? I'll give it 6 tokens out of 10, to be honest. It's a childhood favorite and stuff, but Code wasn't doing it for me. Liu Kang was not the center of this movie, and that's the guy we know, him and Johnny Cage. So the fact that both of them are not really in the movie, kind of like, I'm not too sure how I feel about it. But because of Kano carrying the proper energy, I have to give it a 6, man. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna go now. Before I go, make sure you like, you let me know how I feel about Mortal Kombat. If you watch it, comment down below. What would you rate it out of 10? Your boy's trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help. So please subscribe if you haven't, and also share my videos so others can subscribe as well. I really appreciate that. The links to my social media will be in the description below, so make sure you follow the boy on social media, guys. I really appreciate that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go now for real, but if you wanna stick around, you can watch my previous videos. Peace out.